Welcome to today's video, everybody. Today we're going to talk about the micro ATX case from Antec, and it's quite similar to the Flux rear, which unfortunately I didn't have the chance to review. But regardless of that, we have a quite interesting compact case. This is the Antec FLUX M, and it comes packed with fans. We have two addressable RGB in front, one at the rear, 120 bolt, and then we have three 120 reverse fans, but they aren't RGB. So I was kind of thinking, why not place all addressable RGB fans? Well, in terms of that, I would say not bad. Not bad. In terms of having a clean bottom part, which looks just nice, but still gets the job done. So in that sense, we're going to go through the Flux M case and we're going to deep dive why I actually enjoyed building inside this case. And for you guys that want simplicity and still want the looks, you're definitely going to love this one. The thing is about this case is that the power supply is located a bit differently, and it has some sort of a similarities to the SFF builds in terms of the location, because usually it's placed either here on front or here at the side. Well, in this scenario, it is placed here on the side next to the motherboard, but it's so nicely covered and you still have enough space to place the GPU right here that it doesn't obstruct the length of the GPU, yet the cable management is really straightforward. So let's start with the front compartment. What you have right here is a possibility to place a 360 radiator at the top. You have two 120 at the front, one 120 at the rear, and three 120 at the bottom. Another cool feature is the anti-sag bracket for the GPU, which is so subtle that you basically won't notice it while you place the whole build and everything packed inside. It's just so nicely hidden. You have a thumb screw at the back that you need to tie up, well, to adjust the horizontal position of the GPU to make it straight. Now, this compartment right here actually doesn't have any sort of a meaning when you're looking at it this way, but at least it doesn't have any holes for 2.5-inch SSDs or anything similar to that, so it kind of looks really nice. So if you go with custom sleeved cables, you'll actually have a proper clean front panel. Now, talking about dust filters, there is a dust filter at the bottom for the fans. There is no dust filter at the front since it's a perforated front mesh steel plate, and you have a magnetic dust filter here on the top, which is covering the 360 at the top and the power supply here on the side. Now, the power supply location is quite well organized in terms of well thought through, I would better say that, because the 24-pin cable is quite straightforward to connect, EPS cables also, and of course the GPU. There is no need for excessive cable organization. The only thing that is bugging me, sorta, for the cables, and since I'm at that topic, would be the fan connections. And I thought that this case would eventually have some sort of a small addressable RGB PWM hub controller that will unify everything and connect everything, but it does not. So all the cables are daisy chained. I'm talking about 3 addressable RGB and 6 PWM. They're all daisy chained and you just need to connect those. The group of cables at the back does look a bit strange, but you can manage that and organize it by yourself. At the back, we have quite loads of space if you need extra cabling space or reorganizing stuff like that. There is one plate covering the part where the power supply is. You do need to remove one screw to deattach or remove it and to get the access to place the power supply. Then what we have further is behind the motherboard, you have a tray that supports either one 3.5-inch hard drive or two 2.5-inch SSDs. Airflow goes like this. From the front and the bottom, you have the intake, and the top and the rear is the exhaust. So basically, it's quite straightforward when we're talking about that. It does look more like a fish tank, but it isn't. It isn't, and it is. In general, fish tanks usually have two tempered glass. This one has the front with the two fan configuration. And of course, when we go at the back you can see the perforated steel, which is the ventilation for your power supply. Now, if we go with dimensions and compatibility, you can go with the GPU up to 405 millimeters, which is really a lot, I do have to admit, and quite thick ones, because if you take into consideration these fans at the bottom, you still have 2 millimeters of space if you use a 3-slot GPU, which is outstanding. You have the built-in GPU bracket, which is great, tool-free panel access, but only for the tempered glass. The backside needs to be removed with 2 thumb screws, so that's that. Now going again at the back, for the cable management, you have 49 millimeters of space behind the motherboard, and for the power supply tray, you have 59 millimeters, which is more than enough for you to organize literally everything. In that sense, shame this case doesn't have support for back connect. That's the only thing. But in general, when you think about it, it's still an outstanding case. Then we move forward. I/O panel includes power button, reset button, microphone and HD audio 3.5mm 4-pole jack, USB 3.0, one of that, and one USB Type-C 3.2 generation 2. Usually we have 2 USBs Type A, but in this sense, since we're going with more compactness and more cleaner design, I actually don't mind having that. So for the CPU cooler height, maximum is 175. For a micro ATX case, that's brilliant. GPU, you already know. Power supply, maximum at 160 millimeters, but that's without the cables, so you're good to go. And for the hard drives, you can actually go with 2 3.5-inch or 2 2.5-inch SSDs. Supports micro ATX and ITX motherboards, 3mm tempered glass for the thickness. You have 5 expansion slots at the back, and the radiator support 360 at the top, which I already stated, and 120 at the rear. Talking about visual aspect, I do have to admit it looks quite nice, specifically when we go at the front and you see that mesh panel completely, and then you move a bit on the right side and you see those grooves with nice clean design on the I/O panel, which really looks a bit different. There is no wooden accent or anything similar to that, but still it does give that special minimalistic vibe, which is quite cool. Apart from the RGB, which doesn't go into that segment quite a lot, because if we were talking about minimalistic RGB, we would most likely have just lines and not the whole propeller lighting up. Now, I think it's time to go with benchmarks. So when we're talking about that, we need to go through the components. So, of course, I'm running the AMD Ryzen 9 7900X3D. We're having PNY GeForce RTX 5080 addressable RGB EPIC X. And for the cooler, we have the new Antec Skeleton 360 addressable RGB, which you will have a dedicated video because it's a new AAO and it actually does deserve to have a specific video for that. Now, AIDA 64 Extreme Edition, we get the CPU up to 87 degrees with the clock speed, which is quite interesting, 4875 megahertz, and the GPU goes up to 58. For this GPU, we had it on different levels, 56, 57, 58 is quite good. And specifically because PNY did an amazing job with this cooling on this 5080 card, and I can't say that much because basically even if it goes up to 66, it's still good. Everything below that is amazing. Now going with Cinebench R23, we have 10 runs and the average for the thermals is 77.1 degrees. Clock speed is 4975, which of course is brilliant. And for the Cinebench score, 26,453. It goes definitely above average, which I did expect a bit higher, but then again it depends on the cooler because these fans are actually quite silent in sense if the CPU goes up to 70 degrees, which actually at some point while it didn't pass 70 degrees, they were really running quiet. At 77 and something like that, they do get a bit louder, but nothing in terms of like turbine or just irritating your ears. But still, quite enjoyed building in this one because let's be honest, power supply is located far away. There's nothing there to distract it. The case is a bit wider just because of that design of the power supply location and everything all together when we're talking about placing a 360 which can fit and then power supply really next to it. But then again, the cable management is so easy, it's unbelievable. 6 pre-installed fans, quite cool compact case, nice front visual aspect when we're talking about the identity of the FLUX M case, and I think I'm really digging this case. It's not something that you're gonna check out for a premium design or materials or anything similar to that, but when you take into consideration that it does look quite nice, you're having 6 fans, easy build, great cable management options, and quite impressive thermals altogether, I think that's a PC Crazy approved badge. Without a doubt, I haven't given Antec for quite some time any type of badges, but I think this case really does deserve it, and I think this would be a quite nice hit, because when you take the price into consideration with everything that I mentioned so far, you'll be quite satisfied. So guys, the link for the Antec FLUX M is in the description below, so you can check out the price or any other details that you might consider. And of course, if you have any questions regarding the case, compatibility or anything similar to that, I will gladly answer and give you more information about it. Until then, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, click the notification bell, and I'll see you quite soon in a new video. Thanks, bye bye.